Alright, I am going to show you how to make fire in Photoshop. Now, I've done this quite a few times, so pretty good at it, kind of. This is my way of doing it. It's not like the only way to do it, but I'm going to show you how. So start with a brush that is orange. I keep the hardness at 100% for this part, and what you're going to want to do is, oh yeah, I'm making a fireball just to keep it clear. Anyway, you're going to want to make a ball shape here. Yeah. I actually put this too high up, so I'm just going to move it down. Yep. Alright. Once you have your ball shape, you shrink down your brush a little, because you're going to actually make the little flames that come out. Now, I've been using a mouse for a long time, so I'm capable of being pretty precise. I say as I'm not precise at all. Anyway, it might take a while for you to be comfortable making these shapes, and don't feel bad if it does. Feel free to erase things and just draw them again, just to vary up the widths of all your little flames. Otherwise, it doesn't look as organic, it doesn't look as good. So, and don't worry, we're gonna smudge the shit out of this later, so it doesn't have to look perfect. And generally you want the flames to follow kind of the curvature of the fireball. So just kind of erase around here. Crap. Alright. I did not prepare for this. Alright. Like I said, we're gonna smudge this to hell later, so... Alright. And, I wanna add some little, like, thingies up here. Now we are going to do another layer of color. So for this, I'm going to choose a very saturated shade of yellow. And kind of repeat the same process. Start like kind of in the middle down here. You can go pretty close to the edge. And, actually that's probably a little too much. Just, yeah. I'm not very good at this. Alright, make the brush smaller. And kind of do the same thing. Make the little flames flickering out. And feel free to just kind of make little yellow sparks kind of flying around. Okay. Once you feel good about that, we go to the next layer, which is white. You'll see a lot of fires actually pretty white in the center with more of an orange glow to it. So go to the center, bottom of your fireball, and just kind of make it white. I know my descriptions are not good. So, white. Let's get some white. Don't go too crazy on the white. Alright, so you got that. Now is the fun part. Take the smudge tool. Keep the hardness at, I'm gonna say like around 50%. Yeah, 50% strength. And smudge. Wow, that's lagging. Okay. And just drag it around. Make sure you follow the curvature of the fireball. It's actually pretty bad. It's one of my worst fireballs. Oops. Alright. Make the brush smaller if you have to. Probably little fiery bits. Flames are actually pretty wavy and stuff, so switching to a smaller brush helps make it look a little more realistic. And feel free to up the strength a little and just kind of make little flames within the fireball. That's a little too much. Don't go too crazy. Just kind of, you know, drag around a little bit. Alright, and then I'm gonna go back to 50%. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go even lower than 50. I'm gonna go to 31% and just drag it a little more. Now, this is pretty good, pretty good. My fireball looks pretty, I don't know what the word is. It looks like an egg. So, I'm going to actually cheat a little and use a filter on it. So I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, and I think I'm going to go with Pinch. We're actually going to do the opposite of Pinch It. And whoa. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to actually make it like fatter and more like spherical. Don't want to make it look too artificial. What? Alright. So that's cool. Now comes the fun part. You can use a brush for this, but I'm going to use the dodge tool. And I'm going to go on highlights. Exposure is 23. This looks like a good size brush, so just kind of go over your white parts and your yellow parts and kind of drag them around, follow the flame up. Don't go too crazy, you don't want it to look like over sharpened or anything. Maybe go over some parts with a burn tool if you're feeling adventurous. And yeah, a little extra thing you can do if you want to do it on another layer is make little tiny sparks that kind of flicker around that. So what you're going to do for that is take your brush and go into the extra brush toolbar. You can get it from the window menu, but anyway, so go to brush tip shape, increase spacing to 1000%, scattering, want that too, make the size, I guess, based on the size of the fireball, I'm going to go with 5, maybe. Shape dynamics, size jitter, you want that. You want that at max. As for scatter, count, scatter's at 1000%. Count, I'm gonna put it at 3. As for transfer, I'm using Photoshop CS5, so transfer might be called something else in your version, depending on what you're using. Opacity jitter, put that at 100%. Flow jitter, you don't really need that. I'm gonna put flow jitter at 63%. And I'm gonna use, I'm actually gonna use the eyedrop tool and pick one of the shades of orange. And I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna kind of go over this fire. And look how pretty that looks. It's so pretty. And now I've accidentally gone over the yellow parts in orange and it looks really tacky. So I'm gonna go over those parts in yellow to compensate for that. Look at how pretty. Okay. So, yeah, fire. You know, I could have probably gone even smaller than the pixel size I used for that. This is just a really rough example of a fireball to fit the scope of this tutorial. In an actual thing, I would spend a lot more time to make it look perfect, but this is just the basic idea of how you can make a fireball. If any of that was unclear, please leave a comment and I will be happy to clarify it for you. So, I hope this helped anyone who was curious about how to do cool things in Photoshop. Have a nice day!